So for my kids, when they were in Form 1, it's really easy to put them together because most part I'm reading everything to them except for their reading lessons and their math, which are separate. Everything else we're doing all together. But as they get older, then you kind of, especially like once one of them goes to Form 2, like 4th or 5th grade, right? There's like this tension, like, do I keep them all together? Do I start to separate some? And that's really like an individual family decision, what's best for you, what each kid is different, right? You're going to have, I had some that were just like, let me go do my thing, mom. And I don't want to have to sit here and listen to my siblings narrate anymore. And I'm ready to kind of like go off into a different room. And then I have other ones who are just like so those would be like my older two that are now in high school. But then my 5th grader, she still does most everything with us. She still just really likes, she doesn't want to go off, I've been kind of experimenting with like, okay, you can go in the family room and do this part and then come back to me, in 20 minutes, I'm going to tell you to come back rather than just here's all your stuff for the day, go do it. I think that can come later. I've just now let my 10th grader do that. So she just since Christmas has been able to go up into her room and just work on her stuff because, it's just a very big distraction when you're not sticking to the timetable and that habit of attention. And she even knows that too, so I'll set like a little reminder on my phone to go off or an alarm to like check in on her. Like, is she really doing what she's supposed to be doing? And, how much has she gotten done and those kind of things. And then she also voice memos me her narrations. So that way I know too that she's like keeping on track of what she's doing for the day. So I think it really is beneficial to do it kind of gradually. Like, okay, we're still doing these things together, but I'm going to let you go do this one subject now by yourself. So like my 5th grader, I've added in, we read all the history spines for Form 1 together, but now I'm letting her do her history spine, the Form 2 one, by herself. So, okay, this is your book. You can go in the other room and do it. And I'm debating whether or not to get like noise canceling headphones for her so that, I can still see her and see what she's doing, but she's not distracted by like all the craziness that's going on. So if you have kids that are in the same form, I think the person had asked too, like, do I need to buy 2 different books? I don't think you do. I think you can stagger the readings. I mean, if it's a book that you can easily get from the library, like it might be worth just getting another copy of it, right? So that they can each maybe read it to each other, narrate to each other. I mean, I think there's a lot of benefit of having kids in the same form that are doing the same things. It really does make life a little bit easier for mom that way. But they can, as they get older, like in Form 1, obviously you're reading it to all your Form 1 kids. But as they get older, the Form 2 kids can actually like work together on some things. I don't have that with the ages of my kids. I've never been able to do that, but it sounds like I would love that if they could kind of read and narrate to each other and I don't have to be constantly there. But you can also stagger it. So like, okay, you're doing history while you're doing math. Okay, you're reading this geography book while you're reading this your literature or whatever. So you can stagger it so that they're not all doing the same thing at the same time.